here comes the more unhinged half of this theory. I think not only is the adoring fan a Starborn who is constantly keeping tabs on you, but he is also the original adoring fan from Oblivion. Buckle up, this is where it gets a little weird. Sup, snakes? It's been a little bit, but I have been playing Starfield for nearly a month. As you'll remember, I did get a review copy, so I've been playing quite a bit. And through that time, I have learned that this is one of my absolute favorite Bethesda games that has ever been created. And that is saying something coming from the chronic Fallout creator who has a snake tattoo literally because of Butch Deloria. Yeah, that's right, me. I have a problem. Anyway, this video is about my unhinged fan theory about the adoring fan in Starfield. So if you've played this game far enough to know whereabouts the ending is going, or are just interested to hear my fan theories, continue watching. But consider this your official spoiler warning. So without further ado, like, subscribe, and let's get into it. Now, as many have stated, this game, Starfield, is a love letter to the Elder Scrolls. Now, this is not something that surprises me coming from Bethesda, because I think the Elder Scrolls is their absolute pride and joy, and will be Elder Scrolls 6, the game that Todd Howard, and possibly even Pete Hines, who's a little bit older than Todd Howard, retire on, to lead a new generation into creating Bethesda titles. I fully expect this to happen, and I think it's totally alright for dudes who are nearly 60 or over 60 to retire young. Good for them, enjoy your bag. Now, of course, Starfield has a plethora of references to the Elder Scrolls. We've already seen the arrow to the knee.
I used to be an explorer too, but then No, never mind, it's a long story.
The sweet roll, but something that is the most notable, of course, is the adoring fan.
By Vectera, by Vectera, by Vectera! I can't believe it!
Now, if you've played Oblivion, you will immediately have recognized the adoring fan's yellow haircut and voice, as this is the same actor from Oblivion playing him, which is a great detail for Bethesda to include. Craig Seckler has reprised his role as the adoring fan, and now, if you have played Oblivion, you might remember that adoring fan, who is possibly eternal, because if he is yeeted in the game, he will return within 3 days. Keep this in mind. This is evidence piece number 1 for my unhinged fan theory. Buckle up. You'll also remember Craig played Butch Deloria, my bad boy over here, as well as other characters in other Bethesda titles. He's a staple, much like many of the voice actors who continue to reprise roles or come back as new characters. Bethesda is a fan of established actors they have, and Craig is no exception. Once you begin Starfield and enter and leave the lodge, the adoring fan will find you because he is a terrifying Stalker, tracking your every movement. He covers this in a shroud of obsession for your fame. Having just been a miner in a dusty little mine, you get called Dusty a lot in this game. It makes no sense that he would absolutely know who you are already and know super great facts on you. It's like he has your Pokemon card. He gotta catch 'em all.
Captain of the frontier, bane of the fleet, constellation's shining star of stars.
At which point you can allow the adoring fan to join your crew, and he will continue to have early access to you as a Stalker of your every single move. Now, this is something I advise doing. It's great to have new crew early on, but keep this in mind as fact number 2 for my unhinged fan theory. Now, as you continue to have him around while you are flying, traveling, or whatever it is you may be doing, as long as you have him with you, he will be making comments about your every single move. Every landing, every takeoff, and everything you do is fodder for the adoring fan's obsession. He's seriously obsessed with you. The man cannot get enough. Now, it's interesting to note that the adoring fan has the same voice and appearance as his previous appearance in Oblivion. This is intentional on my part to fuel my unhinged theory. Consider this. Fact number 3, I believe we're on, and I will insert a different number if I am wrong here. Now, the Adoring Fan is someone you can keep with you for an extended period of time or yeet if you so choose, and I don't, because I like a free crew member who likes me and is my hype man, but that feeds right into what he wants. Now, time to get to the theory, now that we have a bit of background on who he is. This is a two-parter for theories, so we're going to start with the more reasonable part that fits in with the universes of this game a little bit better. Now, my theory is as follows. The Adoring Fan is a fellow Starborn. Now, if you've beaten Starfield, you know exactly what a Starborn is. I think he's one of them, traveling universe to universe to keep tabs on this specific Starborn because they've caused so much trouble or upheaval in the Starborn community. Now, once the Adoring Fan is on your ship after you visited the lodge where all of the artifacts that the constellation has found exist, he now has your number. Once you've visited, he will ask to join you and you can choose to allow him, which again, I still recommend, but that gives him unfettered access to your every waking move. He is tracking you for the Starborn. I think that the Adoring Fan has gone through and come into another dimension at least once, possibly more times. He is everywhere, and he now has your number. Why is it that when you go to every single temple near about, a Starborn will spawn and attack you afterwards, or every time you're gathering an artifact from deep within whatever crusty planet you may be on, there is a Starborn guarding it? Why isn't the Starborn just taking this artifact and leaving? That's because he only had enough time. And only had enough time because the Adoring Fan was just telling them, hey, they're on this planet or moon, come and get them, so the Starborn can keep tabs on you. Now, it would make sense for the Adoring Fan to attack you at this point because he doesn't want you to get all the artifacts and travel to a new dimension. Again, you're a problem. But he's probably one of the weaker sauces of Starborns in Starborn varieties. And when the Starborn recognized his capabilities as a mole, they decided to keep him around and keep him keeping tabs on you in whatever dimension you happen to be in. Now, this is a perfect role for him as he is the #1 hype man suffering from a small amount of Stockholm Syndrome being your follower. He's done it so many times and in so many universes, he's actually starting to like it. So he will continue being a mole against you, but he does actually like you, so he's not going to harm you. So that's the first half of this theory, that the Adoring Fan is in fact the Starborn, one of them, and he's keeping tabs on you, another Starborn, or almost Starborn, depending on where you are in the game/game plus of this game. Here comes the more unhinged half of this theory. I think not only is the Adoring Fan a Starborn who is constantly keeping tabs on you, but he is also the original Adoring Fan from Oblivion. Buckle up, this is where it gets a little weird. But Bethesda has not been shy in stating that Starfield is its newest universe in 25 years. That's right, Bethesda hasn't come up with new IP universe in a long time. Don't forget, Fallout isn't actually one of their universes that they developed, they just purchased the IP between Fallout 2 and Fallout 3. Now, I'm not mad at that, obviously. I think Bethesda did a fantastic job with the game, but they truly have not come up with a new universe in quite some time. Thus, Starfield enters the chat, being the newest universe for this company's IPs. But the thing about this IP is that Starfield is a new universe that has cross-universe dimensionality and travel abilities. That's right. Of course, if you've beaten the game, you know it, or gone far enough along in the main quest, you know that you can jump universes, and it is implied that you can also jump time. I have not gotten further enough away in side quests to understand fully if time travel is possible, though I do think it is feasible. I haven't spoiled that for myself, but we will remain to be seen. In the final quest of Starfield, you will travel to a temple, and you will seemingly travel through time, seeing glimpses of your past self or possibly a different universe's version of yourself, and also a different universe's versions of yourself, doing different tasks and activities, even seeing yourself pass away. Because you're the mother effing Starborn, and you could travel to different dimensions, and seemingly time. Again, it's not super clear what this temple does for me at this point in my playthrough, but what is clear is that you can travel to different universes. Thus enters the Adoring Fan. Now, I think the Adoring Fan could potentially be from the original universe it is from, the Elder Scrolls universe, or the multiple Elder Scrolls universes that possibly do exist, wherein he traveled and became the Starborn himself. Does this make sense? No. Does it have to because they have opened up the realm to cross-universe travel? Not really, because if you have watched any show where cross-universe travel is present, you will know that it doesn't matter. Everything is possible. Anything, everything, and always. Anything, as in, there could be a universe that is exactly like Skyrim's universe, the Elder Scrolls universe. There could be a universe that is exactly like Fallout's universe. Of course, the Starfield and Fallout universes' timelines don't add up, but again, it doesn't necessarily matter when you can travel to new universes. Anomalies can create connections between universes as well, beyond just becoming the Starborn, as we learn in a later quest in Starfield. Some such anomaly could have occurred, which allowed the Adoring Fan to travel to a different universe where he wasn't in the Elder Scrolls, but was instead in Starfield. Like I said, this theory's unhinged. Regardless, I still think it is incredibly possible that this character was pulled through cross-dimensionally. Now, a bit of evidence about this is that when Craig reprised his role, they're saying reprised. Not did something that was inspired, but they literally said reprised. Now, of course, this is me picking out specific wording to fuel my theory, but that's what theories are about. Unhinged possibilities. I'm going to choose to believe that cross-dimensional / cross-universe, whatever you want to call it, travel is fully possible between the universes of Bethesda's different IPs. I mean, any universe is really possible. Whatever they want to pull in, they can. We've seen references to things like Futurama, Twilight Zone episodes, etc., in Fallout games, so why is it not possible that these IPs are actually factually connected? That's what I'm going to choose to believe here. And I think that not only is the Adoring Fan traveling to this new dimension from his original dimension, aka Oblivion, or perhaps the other way around. Perhaps his original dimension was a Starfield dimension and he made it to Oblivion, put on his little outfit, and just did what he needed to do, which is also be an Adoring Fan, because that's his vibe. But it's worth noting that his hair and voice and general vibe are about exactly the same as he was in Oblivion, and I think it's interesting and fuels my theory even further. But, as I said, I am fully aware that this unhinged theory is totally out of pocket, and I'm okay with that. Because I like Fallout games, and we tend to be a little nuts. My cat is meowing. So, what do you think? Do you like my theory, or do you think I need some help? Let me know in the comments. And thank you for stopping by. I will be back. I will be doing a fundraiser for Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. I've just been a little bit depressed about it. Let's be real. I'm an ovarian cancer survivor, and it does make me sad this month in general. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think I'm absolutely crazy, or do you like my ideas? Drop a comment, like, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Stay safe in the wasteland, Starfield, or wherever the heck you may be. Peace.